What was it like to be there? Well, it would be a very male event, as I mentioned, a very male setting for the reasons of Greek society, a very patriarchal society. It's estimated in the 4th century BC, so that quite a few hundred years after the beginning of the games in the traditional date, it's estimated that 100,000 people would have gone there. There are virtually, one assumes, very, very basic or no facilities there. You sort of bring what you need, you camp, unless you're rich. I mean, if you're rich, it's always different. But I'm talking about the average person. And remember, it can take you a while to get to a place like this. I mean, Olympia is on the western side of this area called the Peloponnese in Greece, and it's going to take you a while to get there from Sparta or from Athens or from Corinth or from these big cities, or even further if you come from Sicily or South Italy and so forth. But it's estimated that there are about as many as 100,000 people there. It's the middle of August. It's incredibly hot. There is apparently no shade, phenomenal heat. Apparently mosquitoes were rife. So you roll it all together and it sounds pretty bleak actually. But people went. It's difficult to exaggerate, but almost everything the Greeks do in their public life is associated with religion in one way or another. The question isn't really why does it take place in a religious context. The question is why would the Greeks think anything else? It's that kind of, probably it's best to turn the question around. They would say to us, why do you guys have your Olympic Games in a secular context? It would seem very strange to them, and it's because of the fundamental religious outlook on life generally. I think there are many similarities in some ways. I mean, some of the words we use, the pentathlon and the wrestling and they're all fundamentally coming from the Greek tradition. Those games that I talked about called the Crown Games, that's partly because the winners of the various contests won crowns wreaths of different, wild olive at Olympia, the bay leaf at Delphi and so forth. There's certainly no money coming to the winner, and you could compare the gold, silver, bronze in the contemporary, the modern Olympics and so forth. The fact is, though, that these people who won events at Olympia, in ancient Olympia, went back to their cities and they were feted and they did well indirectly, but they didn't receive a pay as such. And so it seems to me the modern Olympics are kind of in that same spirit, although clearly there's different sorts of prizes to be won and so forth.